Do hair scrunchies give off enough of a 90s vibe? I think it's cute. So, who remembers Furbies? They were originally released in 1998, so they were a part of my childhood. I don't know about yours. I had a little white one named Solo, and Furbies are one of those things where you either love them or fear them. There seems to be no in between. So a little story for those who are on more of the fear side of Furbies. When we moved from England to Australia, my little Furby Solo got shipped in the big shipping container with all our furniture all the way over, which took weeks, mind you. And when it arrived, it had been completely depleted of battery. So I can only just imagine any poor boat worker, barge worker, like working near that shipping container and just hearing this Furby talk to itself the entire trip over. I feel like sailors have enough to fear than having a murderous Furby on their boat. So back to the history of the Furby. It was a collaboration between two guys, David Hampton and Caleb Chung. There was a third guy that was brought in later for advertisement purposes, but it was basically created by these two guys. And the idea behind it was that it was a Tamagotchi that you could pet, and it could learn words and feel alive. So I have learn new words in quotation marks because it wasn't actually programmed to learn words that you were speaking. It was just programmed to add more words from a very set vocabulary over time to give the appearance of learning new words. That didn't stop government agencies from banning it from their offices though, as a just in case it might learn some secret intel and pass it along. So I don't know if I can stress enough how popular this toy was. It sold millions, and like people would buy it and of course resell it for a huge markup online, and people would get into physical fights at the store over this thing. It was... people, calm down. Now Furby has been recreated and different versions over the years, but never to the same success as it was when it was first released, because good god. But looking at I found this interview from Caleb Chung, one of the creators, and I would love to spend a day in his workshop talking to him. His brain just seems so fascinating to me.
I have a specific area of interest, and that's bringing things to life. You're awake now.
I'll link the interview down below because it is a interesting watch through, and it's only about 16 minutes. But he did show the prototype of the original Furby in that video, and I feel kind of bad because I spent so long laughing so hard at it. It kind of looks like it's been run over. Like, oh no. So that is a brief overview of the creation of Furby, but what I'm interested in, and what I'm going to talk about today, is how people have customized them over the years. When I was younger, the only thing I really remember is how people customized them is basically when the circuit bending community got a hold of them and would mess with the mechanics and make them play music. It sounded horrible. They just made them glitch out a lot. Sounded so... I'm a fan of chiptune, but Furbies are they just sound bad. While I was researching for this video though, I did come across someone who made an organ out of a heap of Furbies. And you know what? I'm on board. This was actually kind of cool. But nowadays, I'm not sure if it's thanks to the 90s, early 2000s nostalgia comeback. I've seen a lot of merch for toys from that era, like Polly Pocket, Furbies, etc. The trend these days seems to be altering the outside of the Furby to some really cool ideas, some truly horrifying results. Oh no. So I'll start off with the ones I really like. The Drunken Witch Co. made these really cute Furby customizations of like moss and lichen, mushrooms. I put some photos up on screen, but oh, they're so cute. I was tempted, but Mish told me I wasn't allowed to bring a Furby home.
Damn right.
The next person I wanted to share with you was an Instagram account under Mad Furbs, who seems to really specialize in Furby customization and has done quite a big variety. They have some goth-inspired ones that really lean hard into the pink aesthetic. They have ones which I've noticed is another trend of making your Furby really long, like a caterpillar millipede type aesthetic, and to the point, like, this aesthetic is so popular that there is a whole website dedicated to long Furby customizations, and I recommend having a scroll on this. Some of them are really cool. Just don't look at some of them too hard. You might regret it. What is that? Oh no. Bye. You know what? I actually really like this one. I just realised I forgot to talk about my favourite one. This one does involve taxidermy though, so if you're not comfortable with that, just skip to this timestamp here. So this one is by Sad Angry Loser on TikTok, and I believe it's a raccoon body with pheasant feet and the Furby face. And I don't think I even have the words to describe how much I adore this piece. It seems to be the very definition of like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But at the same time, I'm so glad that they made it. I actually would kinda like to make a longer video about Furbies in the future, because I did find this topic rather interesting, but I just did not have time to give this topic the research time that it deserved. But before I go, I do want to shout out one other YouTuber named Jessica Craftanoon, who actually made a giant Furby costume and it looks amazing. Like, look at it in all its glory. She did unfortunately end up sawing it in half because they didn't have space for it and they had to move it through the doorway. But rest in peace, Furby Costume. I will miss you. Well, thank you for joining me on this kind of random topic. I was interested in it at least. Either way, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. What are you doing? Okay, glad we had this talk. We moved, oh god, bus. The joys of being on a bus route.